Hello, I wanted to make a first impression video of the new cards of the expansion, so I'm going to do that now. Just a quick look about each card and its lore and flavor text. I just need to quickly buy all of this and I'll be good to go. I'm super excited about the expansion and I just can't wait to see what's in store for us. Regarding the actual cards, I won't go into the super edit mode and I won't look at the voice lines now. I'm going to wait a bit on that to make different sort of videos. So mostly that is the idea for this video. The flavor text of Leona and Diana seems to be the same battle told through each of their own perspectives. So you can see Diana rushing at Leona and Leona standing against Diana too. In Diana's art, in Level Up art, you can see the shadow of Leona in the background. You can see her here preparing for battle, just like in Diana's art. And the same image from opposite side. For the background of this image, those circles in the back could be the same circles as in the recent cinematic that Riot released about the girl that is with the Stella Corn. In Tarek's art, you can see him standing in the pathway to the mountain, and you can see Tiari actually. And this is one of the images about Tiari and the companions that are going with them. I'm going to make a different video about Tiari because they are super interesting. The text here is a reference to how Tarek came from Demacia and climbed the mountain before he became the aspect of the Protector. He seems to be at the top of the mountain here. The background is the same as the one showcased in different arts as the peak of the mountain. Aurelian's Soul has a fantastic flavor text and I just love it. The art is fantastic, just fantastic, and I love that the intelligent is misspelled. This seems to be a reference to what would happen if Aurelian unleashed all his power into Runeterra. Here we can see Gift Giver, who's this woman, probably from Mount Targon, who's giving them these gems that she says are protected with the power of the aspect of the Protector. You can see here that these are Tiari and the other companions. We have a fourth member who we don't see much in the rest of the cards. I don't know if he's with them or if he failed to climb or whatever happened to him. Here we have a flavor text of Tiari the Traveler, whom we will see in other cards. Oh, Porofly! You can see Zoe here. She's for those who don't know, she's an aspect too, and she has the ability to create portals. This one is part of several other cards that are about Lyra. She was in the cinematic that Riot released about Targon. This is before that cinematic when she was in prison. This one seems to have some sort of connection to Zoe. You can see her painting butterflies all over the place, and you can see her going through a portal with symbols that are similar to Zoe's. This one is about the girl, whom I think is called Ila, and the Stella Corns were these sort of creatures that are super cute, and that dog is the best dog. Just look at him. Also look at this guy. The flavor text is a reference to Riot's cinematic about her. This seems to be at the top of the mountain, not at the very top, but pretty high up, where she found the rest of the Stellacorn. I wonder whose eye is this. I like that you can see the reflection of the stars. I think these hands are the hands of either Soraka or the girl from the cinematic. My best guess is that they are from the girl. This one is interesting. There are huge dragons. I don't know if that's her hair or something else that goes way past that. This one is another of the cards that we talked before that are related to the cinematic. This seems to be before Lyra was in prison. She seems to be at night spying some sort of meeting of Solari priest or something like that. We can learn a bit more about Targonian fauna. We can see Lyra fighting a Solari shield bearer. This seems to be after the previous image, and since that was at night and this one seems to be at dawn, she's been running or escaping from them for a little bit. There seems to be fighting here at water level, so my best guess is that this is at the very bottom of Mount Targon. This poor guy seems to have been teleported here by Zoe. You can see the little marks on the portal. Zoe seems to have tricked him and she teleported him to the middle of a Solari city, or what seems to be a Solari city. You can see here Tiari making some sort of shield, protective shield. As I said before, I'm going to talk about Tiari in a different video, probably. You can see them wearing the gems that the gift giver gave them. From a visual standpoint, I think the guy in the right seems to be wearing some sort of Demacian armor, Demacian plates for the color and the design, and the woman seems to have some sort of Noxian armor. So it's interesting that they are not enemies here and they are trying to climb the mountain, even though they are from nations that are antagonistic to each other. It seems to be some sort of golem type creature or something like that is awoken by the moon and seems to protect a lunar temple. This one seems to be the very same Stellacorn. I don't know if it's the same. You can see similar lights in the background, so could be the same and could be not. So Stellacorns seem to fly out from their nest to other parts of Mount Targon, and there are shepherds or other people that kind of catch them and guide them back, like we see in the cinematic. My guess is that this is not the very same Stellacorn to the one we saw. She seems to be somewhat related to Zoe once again, due to the butterflies and the outfit. This one is clearly Soraka. I think she's a human that has blue paint over her as some sort of religion expression, something along the lines of that. You can see a bunch of dusk petals around her. Oh, so here we find out the name of the sojourners, Ymir and Hayley, the ones that seems to be with Tiari. This one seems to be a Yordle with crystals, so I'm not entirely sure. Probably he's a Yordle. I have to go through the voice lines of this because it seems interesting. Also, you can clearly see Tiari here looking at him. Here is the opposite card to the Lunary Priestess. And she seems to be with a weapon and some paint in her skin or tattoos. I don't know if those are golden tattoos or paint. I don't know what species this guy is. Probably a Bastaya. I like the goats there. He's kind of protecting them from the falling tree. I don't know how he got there in time, but it's a cool picture. From the flavor text, it seems he has some sort of connection to the Stellacorns. mountain scryer. You can see here that this guy is showing Tiari and the other two companions probably a map of the stars or something like that they maybe can use as a way to climb the mountain. This dragon seems to be the one we saw in a previous image of the Herald of Dragons or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. You can see a little kid playing with fire. I don't know if it's this white flame / blue flame is warm or not that warm so that the kid can try to touch it. It's interesting to note that the dragon has some sort of the same circular pattern there in the shoulder. I think the flame is not hurting them, that's why the kids are playing with it. I saw this one before. This seems to be the end of the journey for Tiari's companions. I don't see Tiari here, so my guess is that he is not here because he survived. He went through other path, they got separated or something like that, but yet I don't see how these two survive. This creature is super strange because it seems to be mostly mechanical. I don't think it's entirely mechanical, but seems to be, so it's pretty weird. There you have Moondreamer. She may be a Bastaya, I don't know. I love the tiger thing face. It's awesome. It's possible that the eye from the Invoke card we saw before is this creature's eye. The moon is huge here in the background. You can see here the three companions climbing the mountain. Seems to be some sort of magical rope or something like that. And she's climbing first, the other is behind, and Tiari seems to be in a rock. Oh, this one is interesting. You can see the circles behind. It's possible that they are actually here climbing the previous card we saw before through the back of the fused firebrand. You can see the circles in the back, but yeah, it seems to be a possibility. I don't see them wearing their gems here, so I don't know what's up with that. Next up is Rabun or Rabun, I don't know how you say it, who seems to be a general or something like that, a super important soldier in the Rakor tribe. Well, seems to be a high-ranked warrior in the Rahorak, the Rakor elite. It's the Solari elite. And seems to be like a powerful military force. This could be not a battle against the Lunari, could be a battle against the Lunari if there is an open fight between them. But since the Lunari are more secretive and they kind of attack at night, this could be a battle between the Rahorak and barbarian tribes who usually attack the cities of the Rakor tribe. You can read more about it in Pantheon's lore. This one is an adult Stellacorn. Flavor text once again by Lidari, Keeper of the Stars. We don't know who that is. Could be the girl from the story, I mean the cinematic, or maybe it's a different card or different person that we don't know yet. That's my guess because I think the girl from the cinematic has another name. But yeah, this Lidari seems to be a knowledgeable person about the Stellacorns. The other lights falling could be another Stellacorns falling as well, or flying, maybe younger Stellacorns flying down to the mountain. Okay, this one looks really cool, seems to be Aurelion at the very peak of Targon, and there's a human figure. I don't know who that is. Could be Tiari, could be someone else. Okay, next up is Cygnus. I like that you can see that the Lunari's eyes seems to shine in the dark, so that's pretty cool. This Cygnus seems to be on the edge of an attack to a Solari camp. There we have Impiolus Bots, who seems to be a huge dragon that we saw in the previous cinematic. An awesome name that's similar to Aurelian Soul in some ways. I think I remember hearing somewhere that this one was Aurelian Soul brother, but I'm not entirely sure about it. I need to hear the voice lines and stuff. It's probably like not a direct relative. I don't know if this one is a celestial dragon like Aurelian. Seems to be way smaller, so I don't think so. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. I wonder what the other lights are in the background. The flame atop the other mountains. They are dragons like him, flaming dragons, or something else. I don't really know what this is. This one seems to be some sort of mechanical construct slash guardian that protects or is used as a weapon for the Solari tribe. And you can see that it can shoot lasers, sun lasers or something. I can't stop seeing that face in the middle. This one is really interesting because you can see, I don't know if this one is a Bastaya of a different tribe than her or what. You can see here that she's Illy Star Shepherd, and she's probably the very same girl from the cinematic that we saw. And I don't know if this Osu, who seems to be... Oh, Osu is the dogs. This one is really interesting because we learn a bit more about the girl from the cinematic. My best guess is that this one is that girl, that she's called Illy, Star Shepherd, and she has a dog that is Osu, the dog that we saw before with the staff. And you can see the Stellacorns there. She looks like Soraka, and I've been reading about why does she look like Soraka. My guess is that Soraka, who's a celestial, took the form of this Bastaya tribe that she's currently watching over in the western peaks of Mount Targon. You can read a bit more about it in Soraka's bio. Also, she's talking about the bells that he has with him in his clothes. I guess it's that he's a shepherd to the Stellacorns. Okay, the Infinite Mind Splitter. These look freaking awesome too, and it was also featured in the cinematic. It was one of the creatures near the top of Mount Targon. I really like the design. It reminds me a little bit to the design of the Veil Striders, She Who Wanders and They Who Endure, but yeah, probably it's not related. This one seems more like a lizard slash dragon. I don't think they are related. Then we have the Arbiter of the Peak, and you can see from the background that this is the very peak of Mount Targon. There's a person there who's probably Tiari, and the Arbiter is here as the final test of the mountain. You can read a little reference about him in Tariq's bio. So yeah, that's it for me for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, maybe consider subscribing. I like to make lore videos about Legends of Runeterra, the lore behind the cards, interaction, voices, flavor text, stuff like that. My English is a bit broken because I'm not a native English speaker. That's why most of my videos are in some sort of text form, but I'm trying to slowly improve my English, so I maybe in the future can make more videos without the level of hesitation that I'm doing making this. So yeah, I'm going to make a different video for the Celestials because this one took too long, and I'm also making another video about the other cards from the other regions. So yeah, thanks for watching, bye!